Lamo Ladakh se gyalsa le karyoga naste yutkane Ladakh se sigzo zangpoji kawo nasabo thong achiknang nyampo Ladakh la lepkan tsokshik ngon thupche se spaljane khampaji munchi nang gyang niske ngon me khampe nang yutkan lamo I lame chaglas po kurang Ladakh se lam lukshol shezrik tang ngon me ster chupogun mimang skun la ngon chukchi ser gan namskanjik lamo
In the beginning of the 21st century, Leh town was changing a lot. There were lots of new buildings coming up. There were lots of old buildings being pulled down. There were a lot of old heritage structures that were, not considered very important anymore. And I think in the light of all that was happening in Leh in sort of 2000, 2001, 2002. I felt very sort of distressed by it, upset by it, and wish that things would change. And one Ladakhi gentleman told me, well, if you really care so much, why don't you do something yourself? So in 2003, Dr. Munshi was introduced to Lamo by John Harrison, who was a conservation architect working here. He was working on Lunpo House, which is just above Munshi House. And Dr. Munshi was very keen on getting his house restored and conserved because it was a very important house in sort of the whole Ladakh's history and in the whole sort of cultural fabric that was the old town of Leh. So after meeting Dr. Munshi a couple of times, then Lamo decided to take on this house and restore it. We worked with John Harrison. It took us probably about a whole year to work out a lease deed at that time with Dr. Munshi, because I don't think there were many lease deeds at that time written up in Ladakh. And in 2005, we finally actually decided, we actually started work on the house. John Harrison is from Wales, and he was the conservation architect who worked on this building, and he had a team over here that consisted of Ladakhi skilled artisans as well as labor, mainly from the Doda, and also Ladakh's first conservation architect, Delda Nangmo. She also worked on this building, and other people who also documented the structure for us. Most of the funds for doing the restoration work came from private sources. It was very difficult at the time to get funding from outside or even from within the community, because I think in the early 2000s people didn't also not think much of giving support to mud architecture or to mud buildings. And in Ladakh till that time, a lot of conservation work had been done on palaces, monasteries, but very little work had been done with sort of vernacular homes. There wasn't much attention on that, and our whole idea was to also sort of say, what can you do with an old house? I mean, okay, maybe it's difficult to live in Old Town. You don't have regular electricity, you don't have water, a constant water supply, but there are other ways that you can also use an old house. And I think that was the whole thing that we wanted to also show. What is the sort of how you can readapt an old house for contemporary use.
Munshi house ya Munshi kampa jiksop churchesi sangme sang pantok chenmo zena teo no gele chezena I kamba Munshi kampa wo part sumi na ayat kya chang part chik po zena changme sang khuli na ayat kamdo changme sang ingpa no gele tene tewo ka Ladakh la le gyalsa gyuri sangan la le gyapo mane mashkyo de ngan la no teole testing ne te sang khetok pe ka tene gyaltuz la sikskani part po te no gele tene changmesang khetokpo ka nga tang daksa juxtotika oi part kun tene british tuzla stikskano so pa ibena khampajing man pa le khorang goma kazu ding sukpa tsukste be history yoten gele te so changmesang yokpo tene goma gyaposhko de sangan la le mane chunjing mane met kerele ina ngai khampe changmesang yokpe nang ne japa kyang ji yongchen te bo lebe bondrin kerele tena japa kyang ba yokpe ka chana chambel dan la yang yongchen le testing te daksa shik tok te mane kha ka te japa kyang bo yang yot kerele to takspa bumde tuzla I japa kyang bo shik te tene le te chikchen mo gyurkan bo shes duk chezana takspa bumde tuzla chamba sum ko jang kerele chamba sumbo tene yo chamba shanga chamba be ka chap te japa kyang bo chagala shik sa dia chompa te zane te kan yang tene enchan le bo te chikchen mo sonte testing ga po ka juks pa sangnar te mo jang tene le khar jang te samba jang champo tene yang ladak si ja sangmane mi mangpo yos te ka settle sonte tene le wachen mo son kerela tene kyang bang pura ji kerela son pa I mushi khampe changme sang khulbo ngal lai ka ga dini sang ta lo dunga ga ngan chok seno chezana te gaposhko de sang ngal lai yale son pa tene ibo jiksopo mangcha ngata daksa manisha nang tene John Harrison bo tuzuk conservation architect pod the team si kampa jiksop chokani maste expert chigat penele kemise gampo lasa nang skardogun la po ngata pod team si kampa nang shingsak nang tesang ma conservation nang jiksop chokani ngala sompa khwa khorang last po galik chachas mane khwa yang chang dotpa jigmet pin sompa ibe jiksop pang mangste cham tup nyan nganma nang choksong khorika song to diale kemane dware re pakbur re jagma chunga gornang tenna jage ka kwa te patience product pinle son payo conservation bang jiksop pang cham tup nyan nganma nang choksong to diale tene ibo yongche chan ngati thu ni pia 21st century nang nganme le kazuksha goma le ina ngata stana le goma kazu suska ne pura logus po yoten rela to ngati students sang ma ngati mi sang ma ngati academician sang ma ngati researcher su sang me piang chinchat ibo ngata status pia document churches pia lushen rela
Juleng nemia tsin chusumile teninga Ladakh Asin Media Organization library nende teninga library ngai khare yogne teninga ina munshi khampa yule tena ngai office bo yule teninga library na ma chabuk tene arts media related photography then contemporary arts then religions then ngati yang Ladakh history ka book mang potele then ina section alag chostule reference section magazine section then gender section then ika children section yote teninge ja sujik ika silaskun ika abu sixnin ya silaskun nina teninge ja nam skunan dikte nole tene Monday to Saturday kali students matsukpa tene jaktang festival chino yale
Taksanga lama last chune punyale tene lama last I regidentina last chunji tene ina last ma project ping tene nge teo samai ko kai ka exhibition jikchen samya Rigjung yale tene I exhibition bo taksa jak nisumi ngala tene inaugurate songte yale tene I exhibition bo tarun ina da chikpek lushe tene Mimang skuna join ki nija gunika skote I las gun 6000 tene I kane las gulne skola ngit sebek dor se nge juniale tene goma ikane I thuli trevo ketangi che so sin jarang po na Ladakh sang pilla chane tene te chane thuli tre ka experiment dik chos punyale tene ote thuli tre ka chalna kala dik panse na borta sun testing ne jasik photo gas punyale tene ote photo ina ketena rina toxic reuse dik toxic ote otong punyale tene ote thong pasang ote review ketana chile ote photography na review thong pasang ote inspiration dik choriale ma ओते तने ते का ओते कने मतलब ओते मूवमेंट पे कने चार चंकिंग ई ठुली टे का लास्ट एक्सपेरिमेंट चेन समथिंग जस्ट बनिया तने ओते चेन ना तने इदा ची का मतलब एक्सपेरिमेंट जस्ट बनिया
Ilamo ngala ngata 2009 na I start to start this ngala ilame building of proper ngata jix te met kya te tion dangai da documentation choste tion da sangai ina editing choste tene da ngala kazuk shidupin daksa kazuk shiduk te samanga ina editing choste myung la stanat tene suje ngata yang stache se dotpa yodna ngajai ka skod na diksa no stala
Talamo Center School ang topic junale tene ikane ngata e kong ngata le karyo ga yoteno kampa ni joteno ju tene ikane ngata yos kone gemi kampa tene kampa chebo ketena ngata le munshi kampa ne tene tebo ketena ngata nistong tukku ngagune na tene jiksop pulte tene lo sumjik ngata gorkyak tente sting ne tene tebe na ngata Tengsang dangdri tu sita zotang sarpel zena chijunang ngata itse digrim lasta ngata mangpojgi na tuzgun dulinjuk sano ina tenas kyang ngata yunu mangpojgi ka khaglena nok tente lasta gunina chepasang tene iwekane tanye juches tunta kole tene ngata ngamme ster stening kharing ngaba ngata khampang pa Ladakh gangpena man mangpo yulu la yotenaju Tebo Jigdal Chamachuga Matang Jigso Pulte Boraza Chespu Machanduga, Jesuteva Siva System Magala Jundole. Tenetebe called Tapse Yangata Taps Mata Pujikataika, the Sangatan Same Migidula Zixes La Yotero, the Tengsa Yangata, Lasta, this Fulchesipia, Met Kamet Natayang, Somagic Stig Marsiga, then it's also Yangata, accompanying Pagulagic so Pulte, then it's also activities project
The restoration work was at one level quite sort of not simple, but it was manageable. But at other levels, it was also difficult because Ladakhi houses are sort of built over the years. It's not like this whole building was constructed 400 years ago. It was done in stages. So in some places the foundation was weak. In other places the foundation had to be reinforced and rebuilt. We had to go all the way to the bottom and start building again. And in 2000, I think about 3 or 4 years later, one day there was a really bad storm in Leh, and the big Rapsal room totally collapsed. So we had to start again. So these were some of the sort of challenges we encountered as we were restoring the building. I think since the restoration work has been done, in 2018 we received an award of distinction from UNESCO, both for the restoration work that we've done for this building and also for the use of this building. The fact that we have made this building a place where people from Ladakh can come to, they can use the place for sort of creative and artistic expression. We have workshops, we have exhibitions. We work with a lot of the young contemporary artists from the region, whether it's in visual arts, photography, painting, sculpture, music, literature. So it's very much a place that is also used for sort of the ongoing promotion of Ladakhi art and culture.